Imuragit, KTN, Nairobi.
Now, the push by the opposition and two human rights groups, Kituo cha Sheria and Mathare Social Justice Center, may just open the Pandora's box as questions arise over the threshold of the allegations, loss of trust in the country's institutions, and the reawakening of international courts ghosts that bedeviled the country in the run-up to the 2013 general election. Constitutional and international law experts, however, warn the ICC should be the last resort. Just what awaits the country as a worrying trend of Gunism threatens the country's fabric amid the outcry for international attention? Alan Ochanda with the details.
The case by human rights groups Kituo cha Sheria and Mathare Social Justice Center, calling for the intervention of the International Criminal Court ICC, and now the opposition's plea to the court may just open another face-off. The human rights groups have premised their case on the rampant abductions in the country, while the opposition says the spate of Gunism incidents can no longer be tolerated.
Court officer.
There are three ways into which the ICC may commence investigations on political and electoral violence.
On that note,
the investigations may stem from state referral, where a member country asks the prosecutor to look at crimes committed on its territory. The United Nations Security Council may also refer and ask the court to investigate a situation where the ICC prosecutor analyzes information from NGOs, victims, or reports like it was in the case with the Waki Commission during Kenya's 2007-2008 crisis, and requests permission from a pre-trial chamber to open a file.
It is possible in exceptional cases for individuals to request the ICC, or even institutions request the ICC to, on its own motion, take up an investigation of this kind. But I feel that our leaders should utilize the structures that we have put in place in the Constitution.
The International Court has thresholds and considers gravity, where a case must be of sufficient gravity to justify action by the court, evaluated through the scale, nature, manner of commission, and impact of the crimes. In terms of complementarity, the ICC is the last resort, and a case is only admissible if a state with jurisdiction is already genuinely investigating or prosecuting the case, unless the state is genuinely unwilling or unable. And finally, the court acts as a complementary in the interest of justice. In this case, the office of the prosecutor must confirm that opening an investigation or proceeding serves the interest of justice and the victims. For Kenya's case, the rampant spate of Gunism witnessed in opposition political gatherings, the opposition lays the blame squarely on President William Ruto, and that they have no trust left in the relevant agencies. And even after President William Ruto assured that the vice will be tamed, the talk remains just that.
Goons and all these other characters, criminals, should be stopped.
We call upon the office of the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, ICC, to closely monitor developments in Kenya and to undertake a preliminary assessment of whether credible information exists warranting examination under the Loom statute, especially against the person bearing the greatest responsibility, namely President William Samoei Ruto.
The reason we were trying to use rule of law because we don't want Kenyans to organize themselves to beat up goons, because there's going to be more bloodshed. We don't want Kenyans to form their own vigilantes to protect themselves, because if they do that, then it's going to be a bloodbath. And that's why we're saying, Mr. President and your incompetent minister, Murkomen, if you have a bit of common sense, act before Kenyans act.
It is true that Kenyans have lost trust in some of our institutions to deal with cases, especially that have a lot of political connection. They are feeling that the police service is being kind of like co-opted by one side of the political contestation.
The ICC petition may just rekindle the memories of the 2007, where post-election violence saw some top leaders, including the 4th and 5th Kenya's presidents, charged but released for lack of evidence. Alan Ochanda, KTN.
Kenya's